Oh, you're doing like a 3 or 4 day split or something like that?
I generally do a four. So every week is I have an optional fifth day that I
Mm.
always take. I like bench pressing.
Okay. Cleanup days.
Generally, it's 3 days. It's like a press, squat, deadlift day, and then I have a strongman day.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And through the week too, I'm using implements in my strength days. Red press day, I'm using a log, I'm using a dumbbell,
Yeah. Yeah.
separating that at
Gotcha.
the same time and my body.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Now, are you doing just a basic step loading process, block style, or anything like that, or are you just linear progressing?
I do a lot. I'm a big fan of there's two things, depending on what the competition is.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm competing in the 105 class,
Mm-hmm.
I can handle all the weights. So it's more about being able to work over a set time.
Gotcha.
So that's when I'll do a lot more EMOM type stuff,
Gotcha.
3 minute on the minute. So and strongman's unique because if you're competing, a lot of times you have to be able to lift 90% of your max
Mm-hmm.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Skill. That's not even the strength. That's something you have to learn and train your body to do.
Yeah.
That's just teaching your body how to work.
Mm-hmm. It's grit.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But then when I go up to heavyweights and I'm trying to compete against Brian Shaw in the mountain, of course I'm not training for reps. I'm training for max effort basically because
Mm-hmm.
it's tough. I mean they use some real weights.
I know. I know. It's crazy.
So that's of course more honestly almost like powerlifting periodization applied to strongman because I'm just trying to get linear, get stronger linearly.
Yeah.
A lot of micro blocks that I adjust as I go into the macro picture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, no, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I would think like, for your main compound movements, obviously they're going to stay the same, but they also have to, especially getting closer to the competition, probably specificity becomes more of obviously the concern. So doing things like with the implements and things like that would be more beneficial for you. And then developing that base of strength through those squat, hinge, press patterns, probably, and a lot of pulling too, right? I can imagine.
We pick everything off the floor. That's why strongman has such good deadlifts.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's because everything we do, we gotta press this, gotta pick it up first.
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing we do, we pick off the ground.
I was always saying like I never seen. I mean, you're probably the only one really that I've seen like a strong bencher out of a strong man. You're like a strongman competitor. There's not a whole lot of good benchers, but they can overhead press and they can pull things off the floor, and that's what they do.
Yeah, it's always once again I've always been pretty decent at bench.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've been blessed where I was able to hit a 500-pound bench in my life without training for it.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah. So it's natural for you right there.
it
Yeah.
has. It's came very naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I attribute. I have a very narrow bench. I got strong tricep because of my overhead.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's a big reason.
Do you feel like that's the most important part for you is to develop that tricep strength for that
Yeah,
lockout?
because I a lot of times I can get anything off my chest, whether it's overhead or bench. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when I struggle, it's going to be lockout,
Yeah.
the last third of the lift, whether it's the overhead or bench.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So yeah, for
Now,
me, triceps are a very big part of the way I press.
nice. Are you using any like accommodated resistance with your overhead pressing or anything like that, or no?
Never really.
Never really
I've
mess
done
with it.
bands a little bit,
Hmm.
but I've never really done the conjugate kind of
Yeah.
stuff, man. It's just I haven't needed to, I guess, at this point. I haven't hit the wall necessarily.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think people do tend to dive into that a little early in their
Hmm.
maturity, strength maturity levels. I think they dive into nonsense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, it has to make sense for the individual,
Yeah.
and if you're getting strong, you're getting strong. You can use any programming, any method you want, as long as it's producing results, then have at it. You know what I mean?
There's a million different ways, and accommodating resistance is great for a deload, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You get the same kind of weight,
Mm-hmm.
the actual
The tension, yeah.
physical, that the physical haven't actually pressed 400.
Yeah, that's something that like I'll do with a lot of the fighters getting closer to the fights is that so instead of like doing maximal effort and trying to still maintain or at least gain absolute strength, we'll work on just improving the tension there and just keep the speed going because that's the speed of the sport anyways, is we got to be explosive. So but that's cool.